All right, so what we're going to do today, guys, I'm going to show you how to find what we call PowerPoints. Okay, so PowerPoints is a technique that's actually used by photographers in the photography world to find the ideal spot for their focal point. What it basically does is it helps the photographer to take their focal point out of the center of the composition, which will create a very slow-moving composition. So it makes them think about using, basically setting their focal point off-center. So I'm going to show you how to do this on this. So we're stealing a trick from photographers to just help us with our compositions. This is something that we use all throughout the drawing and painting program. So drawing and painting 1, drawing and painting 2, drawing and painting 3, 4, and AP drawing all use this technique thoroughly. There are times and places where I think having your focal point in the center works, but what we have found for a lot of students who haven't had a lot of experience in an art class is that's the only place that they think that they want to put the focal point. By putting it off center, you create a lot of interest. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to find our PowerPoints, and it's called the rule of thirds. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to divide our composition in thirds, both horizontally and vertically. Okay, so let's all put our paper so they are vertical. Okay, that would mean that it's tall. So it's taller than it is wide. You want to have your 4H pencil in your hand. So you don't want to use anything really dark. So you need to have your 4H pencil, okay, and you may not need it, but have your pink eraser handy. So, pink eraser, but you may not need it. So again, just a 4H pencil. It's hard to see. All right, and then again, everybody should have their paper so that it is tall or vertical. Now I'm going to be doing this demonstration with a regular pencil, just so you guys can see it better on the screen. But again, you guys should be using a 4H pencil. And the other thing is, not only should you have a 4H pencil in your hand, but you should be using it very lightly. Okay, so we want to make these lines so light that they're really hard to see, so that way, one, we can erase them when we're finished with using them, and then you don't see them ever again. And then also, two, we don't want to damage the paper by pressing too hard and creating some indentations in it. So, but I'm going to be doing the opposite of that just so it shows up on the screen, okay? All right, so I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit just so you guys can see this. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler, and what you'll find is that the dimensions of this this paper are 12 inches on this dimension right here. And then it's 16 inches going the other way. So what we want to do is we want to divide this equally in thirds. So what's 12 divided by 3? 4. So what you need to do, okay, match up your ruler so that the beginning of your measurements start at the edge of your paper. Now, if your paper isn't exactly 12, it's all right. It's just the way the paper kind of works. And then what I want you guys to do is very lightly mark every 4 inches. So you're going to mark it at the 4-inch mark, and you're also going to mark it at the 8-inch mark. Now I'm going to do mine dark so that, again, it shows up on this video, but you guys should be doing this very lightly, okay? Turn it around now, and I want you to do the same thing to the other side. So again, make sure you got your ruler lined up right so that the beginning of your measurements is lined up with the edge of your paper. And then again, you're going to mark at the 4-inch mark and at the 8-inch mark. Again, I'm doing this very dark so that it just shows up on the screen better. You guys should be doing this very lightly. Okay, so we've got that side done. Now, you're going to draw your lines to connect it, okay? Let me zoom back out. Again, I'm going to be drawing my lines fairly dark, just so you can see it. You guys need to do this so that they are barely there, okay? So match up those marks you made on either side with your ruler and just connect them. But keep your lines super light, super, super duper light. Just basically drag your pencil across the paper, don't put any pressure on it. Okay? So now we have it divided in thirds one way. We need to divide it in thirds now the other way. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler, again put it up here. Now I have my paper so that it's horizontal or that it's wider than it is tall. So my paper is wider than it is tall, it's horizontal. Take your ruler, match it up so that the 0 mark matches up with the edge of your paper right here. Now, this is 16 inches. 16 does not divide up equally into thirds. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark 5 inches from the left corner. So find the 5-inch mark over here on your left side. Make a mark. And then you need to measure 5 inches from the right side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm making that mark at the 11-inch mark. So make a mark at the 5 and the 11. And what this will do is it'll actually open up sort of our center a little bit wider, which is fine. After you're done doing that, just turn your paper around. And we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to do this again. Try to make this so it's high so those of you in the back can see. So I'm going to make a mark at the 5-inch mark and at the 11-inch mark. Again, I'm making mine really dark just so it shows up on the screen. You guys need to be doing this very lightly. Once you're finished with that, then you can connect those lines across. Again, use very little pressure with your pencil so your lines are really light. I'm going to make mine dark so they show up on this video. Okay, and when you're finished, zoom that out, it's kind of hard. Should look like that. Okay. So the next thing I want you guys to do is just turn it over to the other side, and I want you to put your name on there very lightly with your 4H pencil. Okay. And that is how you find your PowerPoints using the rule of thirds.